Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Atom RPG with me, Bring It On. Let's wrap up this Paragon West. Whoopsies. You carefully step into the main trader's quarters, not headquarters. He's busy with some documents, but as you come in, he studies you for a bit, then asks, "What business do you have with me?" Fyodor Maximovich sent me to deal with you. Leonia Abramov's gaze grows stony, and he straightens his back. Deal about what? He wants to enforce the rule of law in Paragon. It's pretty shaky right now. Leonia Abramov takes off his glasses and starts polishing them with a handkerchief. He thinks straight. I agree with a lot of what he says. The trader slams his fist down on the table. It's so sudden, you jump a bit. He can go screw himself for all I care. The old fool wants to enforce his will on me? The only will he needs to produce in is his final will. Gosh darn it, I'm surrounded by bastards. Why, As quickly as he flared up in rage, Abramov falls calm again. He sighs and continues cleaning his glasses. Now here's a swell offer for you. Kill Old Man Maximovich and Ziblovsky, the head of the guard, along with him. I'll give you 1,500 for each one. Good money that you will use wisely. What do you say? Hold on. You should try to deal with Maximovich first. What's there to talk about? Choke the life out of him, and that will be that. He's not actually trying to take your business away. He wants to contribute by solving problems. Leonia Abramov thinks this over for a few minutes. Seems like your words have done the trick. He just wants to help me solve problematic situations. Well, that doesn't sound so bad. Screw it. I agreed to delegate him some of my work. Good choice. Leonia Abramov is writing some kind of message to his subordinates, using a long goose feather quill and ink. He looks inspired, but noticing you, he puts down his work and looks up with grim annoyance in his eyes. Was that all? You did what you wanted to do. Don't bother me any longer. I found this interesting list of names in a barbecue joint nearby. I noticed your name on it as well. Leonia Abramov smiles a friendly smile, in spite of your words, and leans back in his chair. Barbecue joint? You mean the gourmet's delight? Yes, of course. Where else would you find it? Good work. Now tell me, why did you do this? What difference does it make? I'm just curious. If you're not inclined to tell me, so be it. Let me explain. The trader gets up from his desk and suddenly shouts. We have a slaver over here. The slaver wants to kill me. Hey, hold on. I'm not a... Oh. Alright. That's interesting. Alright, we're going to reload that because I'm not going to kill everybody in Paragon. Let me quick save, and then we'll talk to him again. Alright, so he does the same thing. Okay. So he does not react like the guard reacts. Interesting. What if I steal from his desk without him getting mad at me? Probably not. Yeah, okay. Let's get outside, find Patrick, we'll talk to Fyodor and Maximovich and wrap up this quest line, and then we'll take a ride to Ultranoye. Well, talk to Patrick, come back down here, talk to the artist, and then take a ride to Ultranoye. I do enjoy the loading screens in this game. They always offer a nice splash of color compared to the pretty drab coloration of the actual game itself. He has a little money on his person. I'll take that too. 4 more rubles. Clear out some of this of my inventory. Let's see. Cool. Alright, so yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy's Patrick. No, that's Richard. Who's this guy? In front of you stands a smiling young man of average height. Arms crossed, he nods, clears his throat and asks politely, "What brings you to Paragon? We're trapped in never-ending political crisis, but I'll grant you this place is interesting in its own way. I'd like to ask some questions." "Sure, I'll answer what I can. What do you want to know?" "What's your name, mate?" "My name is Stepan Borisovich, if you want my full name." "What about you, brother?" "Elementary, Watson. My name is..." Stepan strokes his impressive beard, an activity in which he takes immense enjoyment. "Donnie." "Nice to meet you. It's a beautiful name you have. Greek or Celtic, maybe." "You don't have such a bad name yourself. Another question." "So? What do you do for a living?" "I'm just an ordinary manager. There are some guys who take orders from me, and I myself take orders from a higher boss. I'm what you might call a middle manager." "The golden mean of management. Cool. Another question." Bye. What's life like in Paragon?" "If you love running like a hamster on a wheel, it's fantastic. There's no living going on here, just surviving. Deadlines, crunch time, new faces every day, cargoes, goods, intrigues, the merchants and their endless plotting. I love being in the thick of it, but when you have a day off, that's when you realize just how boring this crap is. Before I retire, I have to find a house in a busier place. You're one heck of a workaholic. Anyway, I have another question." "I'm listening." "I got any good rumors to share?" "Before, junkies did drugs just to get high, but now they have a new fashion, becoming a psychonaut and traveling through astral projection. My mate's daughter, for example, learned that Viktor Gaidov, the musician from Trudegrad, got torn to pieces by wild dogs right in the middle of a performance, so she drank a toadstool potion to visit him in hell. She was out cold for an entire week before she recovered, and there are plenty of other weirdos just like her. This world is going to the dogs, alright. Will you answer another question?" "That's all I wanted to know. Let's change the subject. We can always do that." "I've noticed you're keen on local politics." "You can say that again. Politicians don't affect our lives as much as a flood or mutant raid, but you need to keep a close eye on them anyway. If you don't, you might share the fate of Filatov the Buccaneer." "Who's that?" "He was a half-gangster, half-merchant, and lots of fun if you ask me. When he visited Paragon, he liked to alert people of his arrival by shooting the basin that used to hang above the tavern's door like a sign. But on his last visit, he neglected to keep up with the recent news. If he'd been in the loop, he'd have known that local security had been increased. Among other things, any shooting on factory land had been prohibited. So Filatov shot at the basin, as was his wont, and in the next instant, a sniper on the watchtower blew half his skull off. He was running around the barbecue shop for half a day afterwards, with a bloody stump instead of a head. Really put me off my appetite, I tell you." Well, the man was an idiot, but the sniper overreacted. As usual, both parties are to blame. "You're right, of course, but didn't you yourself say it's important to keep abreast of the law? So my interest in local politics is not merely a whim. Oh no, it's not." "Of course, you should know the laws. Can we change the subject?" "Alright, I better go. Have a nice day." So now I don't know where Patrick is at. I thought that this was Patrick. Alright, he is in Krasno. Oh no, Patrick is the guy. Alright, he's in the tavern. Fidel's tavern. I remember now. Fyodor Maximovich is looking at the door with a bored expression, but as you enter, his whole body transforms. His back straightens, and in his eyes a fire starts burning. He puts his book away. Was he looking at the door or a book? Good to see you. About the political bickering. Fyodor Maximovich comes closer. He looks tense, uncertain, and full of hope at the same time. Do tell. Both the head merchant and the head guard saw the light of reason. It cannot be. This is amazing. You achieved the best possible outcome. Yes, this was the best way to solve the situation, and you deserve to be thanked for it. What do you think you'll do now? Well, all I have to do is tell the authorities. I'll act as arbiter between the two factions from now on. I hope they'll accept the news without argument. Hold on. Shouldn't you pay me first? Yes, right. You did a superb job. Take these 1,000 rubles, 5 tins of food, 20 9mm cartridges, and 3 packs of cast pyramid. This is all I can afford. It's not much, but it should be a help to you. Uh-huh. What will you do now? Alright, you do that. Alright, and we're done. We got 104 experience and some decent loot. Now we're going to take a ride to... Oh, they left. I guess I spent too long down there doing the dogfights. And they left without me. Well, that's fine, because we have some quests we can take care of. Including this one. We can do some bartering real fast, clear out my inventory, because we have a lot of fighting to do. Which in turn leads to a lot of looting. So I do have a extra SKS laying around. Quality throwing knife. Yeah, I really just want his money. Something else he has that I have an interest in. Hold on to some tea. I should use tea and coffee more often to buff myself. Just keep forgetting to do it. Alright, let's talk to this group right here. Alright, before you, surrounded by serious-looking men armed to the teeth, stands a stocky fellow with a headscarf around his face. When he notices you, he comes over. Hey brother, have a ciggy on you? I don't smoke, and I advise not to do that too. Oh come on, the one who does not drink and smoke will die healthy. Still, what did you want? Why are you wearing a mask? Are you a bandit of some kind? As if. Were you born yesterday? This mask keeps the dust away from my face. If you're on the road for weeks, it can get pretty hard without it. What are you and your pals doing around here? We're waiting for the boss to tell us we're good to go. I'm the driver, and these fellows are the caravan guards. See this skull with crossed sabers under it? That's a sign of Paragon. That means we're not some independent truckers, but an official caravan. I see. Bye. Oh yeah, Mambatov is the one we have to talk to for, Oh, where's it at? Oh no, we need to go to... Okay. You want to get into the Chamber of Commerce bunker first. To pursue that quest. We take a ride with those guys and defend their caravan. They're the guys in charge of the coal shipments to Krasno. So we have to get into the Chamber of Commerce, talk to the guy in the Chamber of Commerce, come back. I think we talked to Mambatov, which is the guy that was in the bed that we talked to in the ship's hull. And then we take her out of that caravan. I run into a familiar face. Alright, to Ultranoye. I'm hoping we run across the red scarf bandits, whatever they're called. Bandits, the red something gang. Caravanners are just as good. So I think my last playthrough, it took me forever to find the bandits with like the red headgear. I don't remember what they're called, but we got a quest from the guy that we bought, or told us about the passes to get to Paragon. Let's see, where's it at? Yeah, here we go. The official from Paragon asked me to deal with the bloodthirsty gang of red-masked bandits who've been terrorizing the areas around the trade hub. It took me forever to find that random encounter. Alright, to Ultranoye, where we will pursue the election. Then from here we can finish the abandoned factory quest line and then go north and deal with the all the bandit gangs we have to deal with in the north. See, two large men are chatting about something near the large oak in the middle of Ultranoye. Passers-by are careful to avoid them. Remember seeing both of these men at the factory. When they notice you, the main man in the green hat speaks. Hey, Dan sent us to help in case some of these folks don't want to vote. Okay, I got it. The other one speaks up. He's a shifty-looking character without any headwear. We're your support. That's right. You never know when you might need a strong hand. Why wait for them to choose? Just ask, and I'll speed things up a bit. I use my two best arguments, the left as well as the right. The man cracks his knuckles in a demonstration of sorts. I'll keep that in mind. The cutthroats glance at one another and nod. Wave goodbye and leave. Alright, I think he's inside. Can I talk to this guy? Alright, Ivan Ivanovich is discussing something with his bodyguard. Seeing you, he livens up at once and claps his hands. There you are. Splendid. Listen, one of the candidates, local supply and maintenance manager Gronkin, has already had a necessary political talk with the villagers. Kovalev has withdrawn from the race and lost touch with reality. Now all we have to do is play our cards right, and we've done it. Play our cards. How's that? Most people are ready for the election. Everyone will vote for one of the designated candidates. Some fishermen wanted to run, but it was explained to him that only permanent village dwellers can take part. In other words, everything is going to be, legal. Right, and who are our candidates, apart from Comrade Gronkin? Ivan Ivanovich smooths out his collar and speaks in a low voice. Apart from Gronkin, Katya Radchenko, a local pub owner, volunteered to run in the elections. Denis Denisovich foresaw this. It won't be a problem. He lowers his voice even more, almost to a whisper. Gronkin thinks victory is already his, but this may not be the case. I'll put it bluntly. Let's you and I decide the village's fate right now. Who should we support? I believe you, as the factory representative, have the right to decide it. I think Katya should win. After all, she represents fresh blood and new ideas. Ivan Ivanovich casts a quick glance at Gronkin, who's sweating buckets and nods. I see. New ideas are good, of course. The lack of any kind of experience in her hot temper, not so much. However, with Denis Denisovich by her side, I'm sure she will implement beneficial policies for the village. In that case, you might be interested to learn that there are 2 people in the village who are dead set against her candidacy. First, there's the wife of the Treasury Guardsman, a resourceful woman with a wide, stern face. I think her name is Karina. She's also set her husband against Katya, and is muddying the waters for everyone. Second, there's Gronkin himself. Someone should point out to him that he's in the wrong. The official needs to educate him about politics, if you will. You won't have to search him out. He's close by. You should also find this Karina and convince her to change her mind. Is that all of the opposition? The rest are either indifferent or will vote with the majority. But there's one more thing. Of course there is. What is it? The man slicks back his receding hair and moves closer to you. The elections have to go smooth as silk, by which I mean 100% turnout, like it was in the USSR, may it rest in peace. But the problem is that 2 men in the village refuse to vote. Worse, they recalcitrance. I hope I said that right. It's confusing the other villagers. One is so-called Grandpa Semyon, who doesn't want to vote for Gronkin out of principle, and according to him, doesn't want to place this cross on Katya. The other is Guardsman Jan, who decided that democracy gives him the right to abstain. These 2 troublemakers need to be brought into line. I see. I'll try to convince them. I'm glad to hear that. I do love administrative work. Yeah, alright. I'll be off. Superintendent Gronkin looks around in a hurry, obviously nervous. When he notices you, he snaps his fingers as if he got a sudden idea. Everything is ready for the election, just some minor details. What do you know? This is exactly why I came to have a chat with you. Yes? What is it? Maybe I need to prepare a speech or something. Listen, friend. It would be better for all of us if Katya won. The man thinks your words over for a while. Seems like your tone and self-assurance worked in your favor. Are you sure? Well, I believe that Ultranoya will gain more in case I win. Hey Gronkin, how about continuing your work from the shadows? You can always be Katya's wise old mentor that will sometimes send the new young leader into a needed direction. The superintendent lifts his brow and looks at you as if for the first time. Step away into the shadows, but continue controlling the village through Katya. Ho ho! Delightfully devilish, Gronkin. He rubs his hands together with an evil grin. Okay, I'll vote for Katya. Let her be the head of the village. A wise decision if I ever heard one. Alright. And Karen... or is that her name? Before you stands an older woman with a straight back and a strict face. In her gaze you detect concealed sorrow and a glimmer of intelligence. Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there. I'm just thinking about these elections and... well, never mind. Have a good day. Don't dwell on it. Bye. Where is... before you stands an old woman leaning on a cane. She's wearing a black dress and a black headscarf. On her black eyebrows hides her black eyes, still sharp and revealing the glimmer of youth. Well, Coppola has ruled we've outlived my husband, but it still wasn't eternal. Now we're about to elect a new leader. It needed to happen sooner or later. Elections are a sign of progress. Alright, let's talk to the Grandpa Semyon at least. Old man Semyon is scratching his hefty beard. When he sees you, he squints a little, and then smiles his widest toothless grin at you. Oh, Shunny, all these elections make me nauseous. I'm too old for this. Can you tell me why you don't want to vote? What's there to tell? I don't like Gronkin, and I pity our little Katya too much. Quite the burden, looking out for the whole village. Please, old man. Everyone needs to vote. The old man sighs, takes off his hat and touches his temple. Seems like your words made this old skeptic think. If it's that important, but I still doubt it. What can my vote change? There are a few people living in Ultranoye. Every vote counts. Old man Semyon puts his hat back on and nods. That's right. That's right. Oh darn it. I'll vote. Never done it before, so I might as well try it out. That's the right choice, old man. I don't remember which one is Yan, or Yan. The guard looks grimly out of the horizon, taking no notice of you. Now they want us to vote all of a sudden. Fine, whatever. I'll vote when the time comes. Jan, the guard is looking out at the horizon. Sometimes he turns to the village, quiet now before the vote. When he sees you, he gives a nod. Hey there, did you hear about the election? I'll probably pass. Can we talk about you not voting? What is there to talk about? I have the right not to vote, so I won't. Is this how a true laborer thinks, comrade? You're betraying the collective and spitting into Lenin's mummified face with your descent into a self-imposed non-voting state. One of the guard's eyebrows lifts in doubt, but it seems your words have touched him. You're speaking just like a Soviet agitator from the pre-war times. Come on, I know it's what the collective wants, but I don't want to mess with this election. It just feels wrong somehow. At least you said why you don't want to vote. But how is the election wrong? Tell me. The guard spits on the ground and clicks his tongue. I don't like that there are only two candidates. Katya's okay, but she has no experience in politics. And I really, really dislike Gronkin. He's a boring, thieving little man, so both options are awful. Any choice is better than no choice at all. Having no leader at all leads to chaos. Jan rubs his temples, lost in thought. Darn. That's true, isn't it? When there's no official leader, things go to crap. Bribery and cliques control public policy, and then some bandit or savvy politician claims you as his own. That's much scarier than having a bad leader. Alright, I'll vote, gosh darn it. Good luck during the election. I'm glad I opened your eyes. Just racking up experience. Alright, we gotta find... Before you stands a shortish woman with a kindly face. She's wearing a simple dress. On her head is a linen headscarf, which she wears like a bandana of sorts. I'll vote just like my husband. Yes, sirree, Bob. It's your right. See ya. Alright, where the heck? Actually, I should probably check the merchant while I'm here. You know who the Chamber of Commerce sent to oversee the elections? Ivan Ivanovich. I still remember us having tea together during trade summits like the best of pals. Now, he won't even look at me. Darn. I really need to corner him somewhere for a little... Tot-tot-tot? I think that's how that's pronounced. Tot-tot-tot. Maybe he can help me clear my good name. Yeah, I want to look at your wares. Wait, what's this modified with? Legendary revolver, wildly popular from the late 19th century right through the modern age. The cylinder of this revolver is modified for a real wasteland gunslinger. For faster reload? Looks like that's a quick reloader. Or quick loader. Alright. So we can find this woman and her husband. Oh, this is probably her. Also, I don't know if we ever went in this house. Okay, we did. Alright, before you stands a tough woman with a large, hardened face. Seems like this is the Karina Ivan Ivanovich talked about. Elections, elections. All candidates make me question why we even have them. Now, what do you know? This is exactly why I came to have a chat with you. Are you not sure whom to support? I'll be voting for Comrade Gronkin. He's a wicked little guy, but he's got gumption. I don't want to threaten anybody. He's experienced alright. Experienced as a thief, as a liar, as a hater of old ladies. The woman becomes more serious as you speak. Seems like your words woke up her own doubts of Gronkin. Well, it's not news to me, but I always thought if the people show him respect and gratitude, and forget about his nasty old ways. You think otherwise? I sure do. Once a thief, always a thief. The woman shrugs. He sure does enjoy asking for bribes. But I never thought him a thief, just an average politician. Just like in the good old days. But if you think he's a real crook, oh well. Might as well give Katya a fighting chance. If anything goes wrong, we can always back out on the results, right? Yeah, sure. But now, do vote for Katya. Good luck. Democracy in action, everybody. Hey, let me fill up my canteens. While I'm thinking about it. Where are they at? Alright, that should be it for the elections. Ivan Ivanovich looks around curiously and waves at you in a friendly way. How can I help you? Actually, I want to go talk to Katya and Kovalev real fast. Before you stands Katya Rodchenko, the local tavern proprietor. You hardly recognize her, dressed in clean clothes and wearing makeup. She clearly tried very hard to make an impression, and it actually worked. Upon seeing you, she smiles warmly and invites you to come over. Oh, hello. I've been thinking about the election. I'm pretty sad that Comrade Kovalev had to resign, but I think he personally was okay with it. What are your chances of winning, though? The same as Gronkin's, but that's up to the villagers to decide. There's truth in your words. Wait, what do you think? Will I win the election? I think you have a solid chance, but I can't say more. She winks at you and chuckles softly. No need. The main thing is you believe it's possible. Thank you. You're welcome. Well, I gotta go. Former head of the village, Kovalev, sits at a table in the tavern. He's holding a glass of some kind of spirit. The old man is staring down into the murky liquid. Sit at his table. Some date, right? Kovalev nods, but does not look up from his glass. Right. Everything alright, Comrade Kovalev? The man lifts his heavy gaze and sighs. Everything is fine. I'm actually glad things turned out this way. It's time for the village to pick a new leader. I don't know. I think you did good. You think so? I hope you're right. Everything I did was for the prosperity of this village. Yes, well, now it's retirement for me. I think I'll start a garden. Now don't fret, Kovalev. Life isn't all that depressing. The man nods and suddenly perks up. I'm not scared or sad. I'm just doing some introspection. I thought retirement was going to kill me, but I have peace instead. Run along now. You must have a lot to do, but this old man has all the time in the world now. Keep your chin up, Comrade Kovalev. Bye. Alright, let's go talk to Ivan one more time. Wrap up this quest. Wait, what? Book, Sign of Honor. We're not going to read this right now, but I'm going to grab this. We'll read it next time. Whoops, or not. Well, we'll read it next time. Either way. How can I help you? What can you tell me about this place? What? Why, Ultranoya must be the best of the local villages. It has a great location, the perfect place to build a summer house. Fresh drinking water is close at hand, and so are the nearest townships, especially if you've got your own transport. In a word, it's great. What's your opinion of the locals? I have mixed feelings about them, which is good. Usually people living in places like this only elicit pity. The local doctor, Mikoyan, I believe, is a good specialist. He needs to be assigned some students so his skills aren't lost. I mean, the guy already addressed me as young man a few times. I fear his mind might fail him in the years to come. And what is your forecast regarding the future of this village? It needs a government, a strict one, attentive to detail, and demanding of every separate social unit. Provided we succeed in organizing something like that here, my forecast will be nothing but optimistic. Its location, infrastructure, and proximity to vital resources such as drinking water, those fantastically abundant mushrooms, a more or less healthy forest. All these factors promise a great future for Ultranoye, as long as its people don't fail it. Alright, everything is ready. I completed all the tasks. Enough time's been wasted. Alright, now we should start on the most important part. Although, there's a small matter I need settled first. What now? It's hard for me to ask this, but we need at least 30 stacks of paper. For all the paperwork, you know. And paper isn't cheap nowadays. Hey, hold on. I think I have some paper on me already. You said you need 30 stacks? Hold on a second. Wait, what? The man looks at you... The man looks from you to his bodyguard and back, clearly surprised. Heh, that was actually a joke. I would never have guessed you're a walking stationery store. Well, what do you know? Never thought you'd turn out to be such a joker. You were wrong. This work isn't a lot of fun, so I like to mix things up from time to time. Fine. Jokes aside, we need to get the show on the road. Ivan Ivanovich slaps his bodyguard on the shoulder, and he makes his way out. Wait for the voters to arrive. The villagers slowly begin to gather at the building entrance, chatting and whispering among themselves. A few of them are jostling for the opportunity to see inside. Ivan Ivanovich's bodyguard even has to scare some of them away with his short wooden club. Ivanovich, meanwhile, prepares some paper and pencils, which he later distributes among the villagers. Even though the village is small, voting takes 2 whole hours, during which some people start political arguments, which have nothing to do with the election. A pig barges into the voting area, and a fisherman from outside the village is caught trying to vote for himself. Finally, everyone leaves. Ivan Ivanovich looks absently at the stack of papers in his hands. Well, it doesn't take a math wizard to know the result. So, who won? The man looks at the results again, whispers softly, almost without moving his lips, and finally speaks up. The youth won, by which I mean the charming Katya. Interesting. Never thought this crowd wanted change so badly. Perhaps the old patriarch's ways weren't to the people's liking after all. That Katya, as I recently found out, is a pretty smart girl. Although smarts aren't everything a good politician needs. Without them, it would be even harder for her to settle into her new role. Good luck to her, I guess. Good luck and quick learning. Huh, the fascinating world of a nascent democracy. What now? Now, nothing. The deed is done, and I'm off to Krasno again. It was nice meeting you. Say hi to Dan for me. If one day you find yourself walking past the Chamber of Commerce, don't be shy. Come in and ask for Ivan Ivanovich. We're colleagues now, after all. I'll be sure to do that. Good luck on your journey, Ivan Ivanovich. The official nods to you, gathers his things, stands for a few moments at the door, and finally leaves. A minute later, you hear his car starting up outside. Ivan Ivanovich, it's hard to say over and over again. Ivan Ivanovich has left Ultranoye. That's that. Alright, I'm going to call the episode here. The next one, we will read the book that's in this bookshelf. We will go and talk to Katya and Kovalev. Kovalev has a quest for us now, I believe. And if we leave and return, there'll be a change in the village. Anyway, going to call it here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode.